Hi everyone. This year I have had quite a lot of you actually saying to me over the last couple of videos, what have you done? You look, I think one of you said more radiant or something, very kind of you to say it. But actually what I've done has been entirely mental, and it has changed the way that I feel, obviously, but it's also, I think, changed the way I look. When I'm editing the videos at the moment, I think I do look a bit happier. So I'm going to share those things with you, because if you've been touched by anything that's happened in the last year, whether it's financial, you've lost your job, or you've still got your job but you're worried about it, you've got your own business, some of what I talk about might help you. Or if you just are interested in my story of what I've done and why I've done it, then enjoy. But anyway, I'm going to share with you what's changed with me, why I decided to do it, because last year was not good for anyone. And I'm also going to put in here some things that might help any of you that are going through anything stressful. Why did I decide to make a change? How does this tie into goals? How can any of this benefit you? Well, first of all, I decided to make life changes at the end of last year. No one saw last year coming, and I gotta be honest, for me personally, last year as well was really stressful, because I'm someone that I like to feel that I know where I'm going in life and that I'm in control, and I like to feel that I'm moving forward and making progress. And last year, none of us had that. And in fact, last year, my mindset was, and I couldn't break it, and I'm a really positive person, I really tried to fight it, but my mindset was, this is time that none of us are going to get back. Sorry, I know this is depressing. It gets better, but let me just explain. I kept thinking, this is time we're never going to get back. I'm just kind of sat here, not living. There's not much that I can be doing. I feel, not seeing loved ones, you never know what's going to happen, and you could not see them, and then God forbid something might happen to them. So, really sorry if this is depressing, but there's light at the end of the tunnel, because here's what I did. Got to a point at Christmas where I just thought, I cannot live like this. And it's very difficult to be able to do much about it when it's not a situation that you have control over. But you can do something about it. You can do something about the way it impacts you, even if it's impacting you at the moment in a really, really negative way. I turned off the news app on my phone, and I spoke about this, or I think on the first video that I did back in January. I decided to do it because I correlated that news app with me having an increase in stress. So because all of these, whenever there's a new news article, it would pop up on the top of my phone. It's always bad news. It's always really bad news. There's never any positivity in it. I know I had a few of you saying, oh, it's probably not the best thing to do to not be in touch with the news. Well, it's not to say that I'm not dipping in and out of it at a time that suits me. I am still dipping in and out of it, and actually every time I've gone and had a look, it's the same old stuff that was going on before. Nothing's really changed. Guys, when I tell you it worked for me, it worked probably within about 3 days. Mentally, I just felt so much more uplifted. The other thing that I did is I've really cracked down, and I've got a new routine in place. I've always worked from home anyway, so the whole kind of working from home thing was no different to me than before. But what did change is that I used to be really busy in the week, whereby I would go to meetings, and normally I would block all of my meetings into 1 or 2 days. So what that would mean is it was quite nice, because I was actually leaving the house, and I was getting formally dressed up to go and meet people. It was social as well. You've got that social interaction. Since not having that, my routine, to a degree, has kind of fallen by the wayside. And I realised in December as well, really need to come up with a new strict routine. So in addition to kind of the time that I need to get up for work and be at my desk and stuff, I've ditched loungewear. I don't know why I even got into that in the first place, because I've always worked from home and I never did loungewear, but I think it was the stress at the time. You kind of felt like you wanted something cozy and safe, and that's where the loungewear came from. But I've put an end to that. And I tell you what, making myself get up, doing my hair, doing my makeup, actually going and thinking about an outfit and putting something on has made such a difference. And it doesn't even matter that I'm not going anywhere. It really doesn't matter. It's made me feel so much better. I like to know, what's the plan? What are we going to get done this year? What are we going to get done this week? What do we have to get done today? And I like to see progress. I like to get to the end of the year, reflect back on everything that I achieved or everything that I got to do and think, yep, tick, now what? I like to feel like I'm moving forward and that I'm making progress. And the worst thing last year was feeling as though I was stood still and there wasn't really too much that was in my power to actually do. And I was wrong about that. All of those big goals that got me down last year, I don't know why it took me so long to do it. I have a vision board that I've been doing for about 10 years. And I had all of those big goals pinned on the vision board. And every time I'd look at the vision board, it would just upset me a bit more, because I'd look at it and I'd think, oh, the year's slipping away and I haven't done that, I haven't done that. And actually, I can't do any of it. So do you know what I've done? I've taken all of those big goals off. I've put them in a folder, so I'm keeping hold of them because I am going to achieve them. I just need to think about when. And I've replaced them with things that are achievable right now. Things that I can actually do right now. And once I've completed them, I tick them off and I leave them on there so that whenever I do look at that vision board for this year, I can see progress and it makes me feel better, and I feel like I'm still working towards my goals. They might not be the ones that I would ideally like to have done this year, but I'm still making progress. Stay positive, stay in your bubble, make the space around you in your home, make it as nice as you can. I've seen a lot of you that I follow on Instagram, you've been working on your home spaces, the kind of interior stuff that you're doing, completely regutting and reorganizing rooms, doing those things that you probably wanted to do before, but you were so busy with your life, you never really had time to pull out the wardrobe and move it around the room and think about color schemes and put up pictures, framed pictures and stuff. So have a think about things that you can do within your space just to make your space feel a bit nicer. Block out all of that negative noise because it serves you no purpose. Focus on the space around you, focus on the goals that you can actually achieve, that nothing can stop you achieving, and there will be goals that you can actually do. Okay, now for finances. You know, this is my favourite topic. I think when it comes to finances, there's so much you can do to improve your situation. If you're kind of thinking of ways to have a bit more money by you, the first thing I would suggest is, this is a really big one. Do you have any expenses that you could cut, that you could get rid of? So first of all, you've got things like your commute to work. If you're working from home, that's an instant money saver. So when I used to work for someone else in an office, my monthly commute and buying a sandwich at lunch, that bill was probably, I remember it being over £200. And it was a lot because it was mainly transport costs and petrol. So I used to drive to the office, but then the job that I had, I was on the road a lot of the time. So I'd drive to the office, then I would be on the motorways, driving to see different people, and it just added up. It really added up. It was a lot. When I started working for myself and I was out less, I saved so much money. So for any of you who are working from home, you can make your own sandwich when you're at home and you're not paying for the train or the bus or petrol for your car. Any of that extra money, keep that to one side. And if you have any debt whatsoever, just chuck your money into it. Just get it down. That's the best thing you can do. As soon as you get rid of debt, the day that I paid off all of my debt was the best day of my life. I will never forget that day. It was brilliant. Then the next thing I would say is, do you have any things that you're paying on a standing order that you have forgotten that you pay for? Could be, I don't know, I had an insurance for my phone that I didn't need and I'd been sold it ages ago when I bought the phone, and I can't even remember saying yes to it. And it was, you know, it's only about £7 a month, but that adds up. So any things like that, go through your bank account, get out your phone, go through your bank account, look at your direct debits and your standing orders. You might well see things that you didn't even realise you were paying for, that you don't need. Another common one, please everyone do this, because this is an area where you can end up paying out for things and the money that you're spending, it isn't big enough for you to necessarily notice. It's on places like PayPal and iTunes and what's the Google one called? If you go into your PayPal, there is a whole section and it's hidden away, and if I tried to find it now, I probably couldn't find it, and it's got all of these things that you are paying towards. Some of them are listed as inactive and others are actually you're paying on a monthly basis. And I found this section, can't remember how, and I thought, oh my god, I'm paying monthly on iTunes to this app that I don't even use, where let's say it's one of those apps where you can put a picture in a frame, and I paid to do it and I didn't realise that it signed me up to a subscription until I remembered to get rid of it. Even on things like PayPal, I've got things on there where I'm on a monthly spending on a subscription that I forgot I'd even signed up to. And it's really rewarding when you find that page and you look at everything and it says active or inactive. Go down that list, anything that you don't want, deactivate it. If you are struggling at all and you feel lonely or isolated or just kind of hopeless, stay in touch with people, even though you can't do it face to face. There's been loads of WhatsApp groups that different groups of my friends have set up. And these, in a way, we communicate more now than we ever did before because everyone's in the same situation. And it's a really nice way of staying in touch. If you don't have anyone that you can do that with, you are really welcome to write to me if you want to talk to me. I'll put my PO box details below. Just write me a letter. I have loads of you that write to me who feel on your own about various things going on in your life, and you want to talk to someone that doesn't know you, someone who isn't going to judge you, and you just want to get it off your chest. And you're very welcome to do that. And just write on your, because you know I do mail times, just write on your letter that you don't want it read out, and I'll write back to you. It might take me a while because I get quite a lot of mail. The other thing that you can also do is there's a really nice community and group on here, and it's one thing that I really like about the space that we've got. If you're going through anything, write below. Particularly if you've got, you know, a private account, no one knows who you are, write what's going on in your life below. Everyone here is lovely, and what I really like about you all is so often I will see somebody, you know, one of you who watch will say, guys, I'm going through this, and loads of you jump in and you offer help and support, and some of you have been through the same thing. So if you're struggling, don't feel alone. If you don't have anyone in your life to talk to, share stuff in the comments. The final thing I need to say, which has changed so much for me as well, is exercise. If you can work out, my God, it makes you feel so much better. So my routine every day is I get up, put on my gym kit, I go and work out. I did get a Peloton, it's made a big difference, but you don't have to go and buy that kind of thing to work out. I'm gonna link below to the most amazing lady called Lucy. She does these at-home videos where you don't need any equipment, and they deliver really fast results. So I normally rotate. Some days I'll do the Peloton, other days I'll actually put one of her videos on the TV and we'll do one of her videos. Get it done, you feel better, get in the shower, go and pick your outfit for the day and do your makeup and actually make yourself do something. Making sure as well that in the day you have a dedicated time that you actually stop and go and get some lunch, something healthy as well. Don't buy junk and then you can't eat it.